come you don't mind introduce me to anybody?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Profile is high.
Her profile is high.
Depends with their profile is what. Are you okay?
Are you into Bebo?
Keep telling people you have anxiety issues. It's a lie. You are just wicked and mad.
Look, you've done BBL and we're all happy for you. Carry your new bum and go outside.
This is the podcast for you.
I'm not poor. Are you sure? It's because they are vaping. Now everybody's marrying on time.
At your big age.
Wait now.
Do you know that I don't have clean pants to wear tomorrow?
I said what I said. The Unsolicited Opinions podcast starts now.
Please, this is a public place.
Hi, my name is Adekunle Gold. I'm also Big Fish. Word on the streets. And I'm chilling here with my friends. They're crazy people, by the way. They're really crazy. And we've spoken about my album, gossiped about people. And this is the best episode of I Said What I Said
For
so
sure.
far. Yeah. Peace.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
Greetings to you. Today we have a guest.
We do.
Why don't you introduce yourself? So
This is why I say hello, boys and girls.
You can say anything you like. You can say
Hello,
anything
girls.
you like.
Welcome to my show.
Okay.
Thank
It's
you.
my show. I'm the one
Okay.
funding today. Wait, I have to say my name.
Yes,
Yes,
now.
now.
You don't know me.
Oh. Okay, no problem.
I need to introduce
No
myself.
problem.
Yes.
Don't say.
Say oh me.
Okay.
Ebajesa. Anyway, my name is Adekunle Gold. They call me Big Fish.
Okay.
And I'm the coolest guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, everybody agrees.
that's about right. I enjoy
AG is an
that.
artist.
Please, I need this
A
trouble.
fashion boy.
Serious fashion
A
boy.
fashion boy.
You know, I just thought about something that we spoke about before. When you spoke about. I can't even bring myself. No, I can't do that. It's okay, please. Let's go on.
Please, meanwhile, my mom saw me wearing this shirt. She said, why will I brand myself a brat? I said,
No, but you said you know now. Our parents
I was
can
like,
never
what?
lie.
She said, why will I go around branding
Yeah.
myself a brat? I said, what do you mean? She said, I should
It's a very
change
cool
now.
Honestly, the first time I saw it too, I thought about it like, why?
That's what she said. She was like, why will I brand myself? I said, which one is brand yourself? It's a shirt. So
She
why will I
doesn't know
buy-
that Charlie.
I'm telling you, I was
Charlie
trying to
made a brat
explain
summer, so
to her.
like,
She just said, anyway, she's not for it. And the shirt is not even nice, so she doesn't get it.
Nice.
I said, it's not even nice, so she doesn't get the point. But
But this
you
is
know,
nice though.
Thank you.
yeah, those pants are very cool.
So,
Made it.
Mui, Dio, shout out to you. Dio, send me one trouser. Thank you. Anyway, what have you been up to?
I'm tired. Let me just start with that one.
You've been doing rollouts.
Yes. You think I'm a politician? Somebody says yesterday, I saw on Twitter, someone said, if you open your port, you see Adekunle Gold. I'm like, at this point, I have to agree, you know.
I can't like everywhere. And I love it. This
really
is how it's
do.
meant to be.
I really
Yeah.
do. This is your what album? What number?
6th.
Yeah, so
Number
Kule's
6.
sixth album, Fuji, came out on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
6th of October. Very exciting stuff.
Very, very.
I was very happy. Let me know, like, you know, the problem with having friends that do anything is when
once
they've done their work and they sense it, I'm always so afraid.
and I'm always
to
so
engage with
relieved
it.
once I get.
Ah!
I say, thank God.
Thank God.
It's like when Paul's person
I'm
come
curious.
to his listening, I said no. He said, I said the problem is that I will come, but if I'm there, then you do that thing where they go around, they now say one or two people should say how they
Something.
feel. What if I don't like it? I'll not be caught pretending,
between, yeah.
lying.
But your album is
But
really
no,
good.
thank God we don't have
But
to
you
do
listen,
that.
you listened before now.
I listened to a few songs, not all of them now. I listened to 1 or 2 songs. Because you change your mind all the time.
Yeah,
Look,
true,
you know,
true.
Kule will
the
send you
thing
things and be like,
I
this is
swear,
it. It's
the
a
thing with
lie.
Musicians, I'm like, you people start with like 30 things. And I'm like, hey,
It's not that you. Kule will send you all sorts. You'll be feeling like an A&R. Yeah, this is good. I don't know if this is what. Actually, he doesn't give a damn. He's not putting it. He's just
Oh
whining
my
you.
God.
There's
He's just
actually nothing
whining
I
you.
love about that. I said, this is my personal favorite. Come to find out they don't give a damn
They don't give one hot
about
damn.
what you
I
prefer.
mean, last, you have to pick what you feel like. It's the,
Yeah, but very
That's the
well
one.
done.
Honestly,
very,
it's
very
great.
well
I
done.
really
Thank you,
enjoy
thank
it.
you.
I missed the event you had with Spotify.
Same.
I was so
Cold.
sad because
I was sad, and then I saw that you brought out Ayefele. I said, God.
Guy!
I said, God, why am I always doing something else?
I was so upset. How was that?
That moment. So when I called him to come to the show, obviously, it was just, let's just do our song together. And there was there was like some minutes left on the instrument of the song. I said, whatever you want to do, you can just, freestyle. I didn't know that I was going to go that far.
Yeah.
We were on stage for like, I think about 10 minutes. It just kept going and going. I'm like,
wow.
Even me, I was entertained.
It looked mad.
It felt very good. Felt very good.
There's something about those guys, Sha, all those OG performers that once you just give them room to go, things just...
I think it's because they come from a completely different time. Yeah. So they build...
And also, I feel like because they do it every time. They perform more than also.
Of course, they perform live. All their events are live,
booked.
full performances.
They are booked every time. Like
with bands.
So I did the Fuji carnival yesterday, right? And all the Fuji artists I tried to, call to say, oh, come.
Yeah.
First of all, half of them were in Canada. I'm like, what's going on? The rest of them that were in Nigeria, they said, oh, they have shows. Yes. All of them have shows. So everybody that came to the show yesterday came from the show.
Yes.
That's I'm like, wait, these people are still that booked? I mean, I always knew, but I didn't think that, on a day that like Sunday, I could just call them and be like...
they are booked. And the thing with guys like this is that the signs of people who have money in Lagos is that on a Sunday afternoon, somebody has called 30 people to their house.
Yeah.
And just come and play. You just see somebody play. It's very serious. Yeah. And they take it very seriously. It's not a small thing. Yeah. I kind of love it, to be honest.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Before we talk a bit more about work and stuff like that, so you didn't have any time for anything fun this weekend apart from like all the work stuff?
No,
it was just pure work. Well, to be fair, if you brought an album on Friday, you have to maximize. I can't lie.
That's your today is what
today is Monday.
Please, you have to be outside.
I don't know when I'll have time for fun for now because I have a lot planned as well.
Yeah, for the rollout.
Yes, this is true. Like you're busy, which is always a good thing. Before I used to feel as a kid, and when you're starting anything, you can't wait to be busy because that's actually the mark that you're successful.
I know what you mean.
And then it comes,
and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually so.
I can't remember what it was. No, it was the last time I was traveling, and I'll never forget my dad. So my dad, I was like, I have to go. My daddy said, you have to go to London. See you. You have to go to London. He said there was a time that when we were praying in the house, I should be telling my parents that I should just pray that God should just help me. And I said, now you're traveling, you're tired of travel. I felt so silly because it's true.
It's true,
like you
but
pray and you beg for something.
It's like that though. It's like that. Please,
For the past however many weeks, we have been telling you one thing and one thing only. Nigerian women achieve. As you guys know, the co-founders of Bolden are Nigerian American women who have created fantastic products. Fekemi and I are in love with a number of their products, their eye patches, dark spot fix, their face wash, a number of fantastic products. And I know that some of our Nigerian listeners have been wondering where you can actually find said products. Fekemi, where can they find them?
Thank you very much for that question. You can shop Bolden products at MedPlus, Tika 4, Beauty Hut, Nectar Beauty, Cho and Zen in Abuja, and Tulip Body Care in Abuja. If you're outside Nigeria, if you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, the rest of Europe, as usual, we are always here being benevolent queens, and we have gotten you a 20% off discount code, which is ISWIS20 to receive 20% off all items on the website. The website is www.boldenusa.com. So please go to it, use our little code, get 20% off. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I just want you guys to know that I'm going to a very serious work conference in Germany this week. It's a plastic conference. And anybody who sees me there, I don't want to hear, oh my God, something, please, podcast. No. There, I'm fake. I'm nothing concerning FK, please. We're moving. So if you see me, I want you to come to my booth.
Sustainability,
just be discussing.
recycling.
I just want you to be shouting millions, billions, plastic.
Why are you excited about the trip though?
I'm excited about the trip, but it's just like what July is saying that I'm just like, oh my God, I have to stand up again. I know the problem is I'm not in a jet.
I
want to tell you guys something. Someone came to my house, shout out to you, and So she was saying she's going on holiday. I wouldn't say where, but I don't cast her. But it wasn't like London or something. She was going to like proper far holiday, and a lot of her family members. So we were like, oh, okay. Because she came to my house at like 2 a.m. You know, they had gone out, they came, so we were like, whatever, normal. You know, my house, and only God knows what goes on there. But people just show up. So we're gisting. This was like 3, and then they were like, don't you guys have to pack? What time is your flight? Then I said 3 p.m. I said, which airline is that? So, have you heard it before?
I've never heard of
3 p.m.
it.
flight.
Have you heard of it before?
I usually
mean, that's your cue
You are
already now.
traveling to Europe
11, 10.
11.
11
9,
morning, evening.
Morning,
9:35.
As in, she said 3:30, like 3 is sha. Money ish. Which airways does ish?
Legend.
I said, oh, we're flying private. I said, no, speak out. She said, we're flying private. I said, Unshe Yahoo. No, because I was like, since when now? She now said, no, something like, I said, your cousin does Yahoo.
No, it's crazy.
So one of you, Sha.
You know why this is funny? Because I just came from Gumbo, right?
Mhm.
And I'm in a group.
But that's really cool.
Very, very cool.
I really,
Listen,
really enjoy
I had a time of my
Very
life.
cool.
side quests like that.
Very,
I love it.
Very cool.
It was a fun week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then in the group, because we're a lot of them in the group with me, and somebody had just reported that they lost their AP.
Mm.
Listen to this carefully. He said the AP is 1 of 8,
In the world, like
In the world.
globally.
and apparently I think it's like Bruno Mars's son. I don't know. Yeah, but he lost it. So people were suggesting like, oh yeah, have you reported to the police? The police said they can't do anything about it. So
Sorry, why wouldn't they be able to do something? If I
I don't even know. But he said Ibiza. I said I would think that it should be easy to find,
Yeah.
and the hotel should be able to help you. He said it was some taxis. I don't. That's not even the gist. The gist is that the next day, this guy posted another one. That he bought another one. Yola, I looked at my life. I'm like, wait, no. This makes absolutely no sense. He posted another one. So, well, I mean, he gave up. He got another one.
As if it's viral dialogue.
In the same group, somebody saying, oh, I missed my flight, something. Is anybody flying private to London? There's a family emergency, something. Another person responded, oh, join us at Kiniko.
Like I said, I'm all
I said, this is the group I belong
this is
in.
how I called you.
Let me just be hearing this kind of
from my
thing.
house. Who are
Yes,
going somewhere?
but Fekemi will come
How
and
have
say,
you left your house?
have you
Please
left?
pick me.
Are you heading towards the
I mean, pick me. This is what they're doing. So she said it. I said, sorry, no, you have to break this down for me. So apparently, her cousin's husband in his job, they sign up to one of these like plane rental services, for the company.
Mhm.
But then his department had all these miles left. So they could take the trip. So, but obviously once you book one trip, you can fill the seats of the plane because it's not per head.
Mm.
So that one was like, he still has, as in excess availability to take a trip. And then they can do this return trip on the plane. So he was like, well, since we're all meant to be traveling, let's cool, use this opportunity. I said, good. I said, good. So I said, she should write down the name of the kidney for me. let me, they can look it. She said, oh, and you also traveling tomorrow? I said, I'm not. That's how, we won't meet in the airport.
No, don't worry.
We won't meet, different terminal.
Different terminal.
I'm going to a different. What sort of rubbish is that?
That is crazy.
What the hell do you mean 3-ish?
I mean, it's giving like you have money too. So maybe
Which money? And I just thought to myself, when did all this start? When do we all start doing such things? I said, now, wow.
Do you know, the funny thing is, like, years and years ago, maybe when I was 25 or 24, I think I had written something about wanting to go to London on Twitter years ago. And someone messaged me like, oh, they're traveling. And do I want to? So I was so naive. I was like, is this the, like how much? Is like, oh no, like it's a private jet that wants to come. I was so happy. I'll never forget. I was so excited. And I went to tell my mom.
Oh, that's always the
Wait
end.
now, I went to tell my mom. My mom, came in now. I said, oh, that's nice. She said that person must be so lovely. Blah 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 blah. She said that she's just asking, has this person ever tried to toast me before? I was like, yeah, kind of. That is not really like. I think he kind of gave up. My mom said, oh, that's fine. And I said, what? My mom now said, the problem is that planes are very small. And how well do I know this person? I said, kind of. I don't know them that well, but it's just kind of. Mom said, okay. So let's say you are now 2 hours out. Okay? You're in the air. Light.
Oh my God.
And he says, I still like you. Mommy said, what will happen? I said, as I hope said that, it's one thing for you to be able to say, what rubbish?
Then you get down.
Yeah, you can get down. He said, stop this car. Oh, yeah, the restaurant said, I don't want to hear this. You carry your back. Mom said, can you run around the plane for 4 hours? Can you run?
6 hours.
You don't work out.
Okay.
I said, Mommy, I don't really think it's like that. She said, I just said my own. Yeah, now does
You go.
Anything you like, you can do. The guy messaged me the next day. He was like, yeah, that he just wants to know, should he book? I said, actually, I have so much work. I won't be able to make it. Because actually, do you know how you guys are going to now start Googling like, how wide is a private jet? How can he, does the toilet of a private jet lock? What can I do? Because
imagine them landing and you just run out.
Or imagine bagging on the pilot.
When they want to sleep
just
with
land
me.
in the desert, it's okay.
It's like one of my friends, whenever we say we're going anywhere stupid, he'll just write, they want to sleep with you.
Yes, that's what he does. It doesn't matter what
He'll
he
just
says.
say they want to sleep with you.
I've been in one, but it was like excursion.
No, I've been in one locally. That was fine.
Oh, locally, that doesn't count. Though. That doesn't count because in fact, it's almost. It felt Molua-ish in nature.
Yeah, I can't lie.
It felt a bit Molua adjacent. And it was just a raggedy bunch of. I was too shy. I was like, why am I? How did you order for it? How did you get
that one
here?
is overland. Propeller play low.
But yeah, I feel like I. Technically, actually,
trust me, this thing your mom says is valid. And the problem is I can't really tell this story. Number one, this person listens to the podcast.
No,
Number
you
two,
can't tell this
I
story.
said the destination. But anyway, we're in a car ride to a Yoruba state. Me and this man. I promise you it was not a good experience.
the car.
Money motive.
He was still
In the
but I
car.
told you.
God. Yes.
I told her the truth is that I didn't
Everybody
realize
told me.
he liked her that much. So when Faye came in, I couldn't go anymore. We were both supposed to go. So I couldn't go anymore. The way Faye came in was calling me.
Both of us.
Calling me. Are you sure you can make
only
it?
for this stupid girl.
But wait, what would the person do in the car?
You'll be toasting and nonny.
Only for this stupid girl say she's not coming anymore.
Faye
I said,
Kemi
so
was
it's me
messaging me.
And then he
Messaging
wasn't,
me.
so as in, we're now in a conversation, the driver, and then he now decided, for me to be comfortable, if he's at the back, money as out. Why will you be at the back? I was sit in front. He said, no, so I won't be on my, I said, I'm not
lonely at all.
claustrophobic. Actually, I was
not
calling
lonely,
her,
no.
are you not coming?
Do you know the thing that made me laugh was I think the drive was not, it wasn't like uncomfortable, not in a bad way, but you know when someone is really keen and so they're just talking a lot. It was so crazy to me that Faye came in, I just received a message, you can still start coming. She had just try, you can walk from here. Like Faye came in was messaging me like,
Should we pick you?
She said, please, I can't be alone this entire weekend. Please come. Just
Let me
anything you
not
can
lie,
do.
it was really, because it was like 3 hours and I just thought, what on earth? Is your plan to really try and talk to me the whole time?
Yes.
That's somehow.
Yes. Have you ever pretended to?
Peaceful, quiet.
Why did you pretend to sleep?
I was. He called me out. Hey, I know you're awake. I said, God.
And it was beside you.
I'm in the car now.
Oh, yeah.
That happened to me with a guy before.
I said, God. I
tried to
just
pretend I
lay
was-
my head.
Did you not understand the vibe before or what?
I
mean,
didn't know it was that bad.
No, she thought it was just like he
I
thinks
thought
she's
it was
attractive.
just
She thinks
you
he
know,
thinks
I'm a
she's
fine
attractive.
normal. This is normal for me. She gets.
Why did you go on that ride too?
No, we're going somewhere for something. So
Okay,
we're
fair.
all
We were
going.
all supposed to
We're
go,
all-
but I
it wasn't
couldn't
just
make it.
us,
Okay,
like
okay,
other
okay,
people
okay.
were also
Yeah.
in convoy, but he was just picking two of us this girl now said she wasn't coming. He now took the opportunity. Because when he came to pick me, he was sitting in the front, assuming that it's me and her that are going to come into the car.
In the back. I get it now.
I said, God, this is bad.
It was a lovely time. She had a lot of stories when she got
Oh
back, which
my
was great,
God.
in my opinion.
No, so if that was a plane, that's
But
very
that's
somehow.
why, like, when women say stuff like, I don't know if he likes me, don't worry,
You will know.
If a man likes you, you will know. You will know. I've tried to pretend I was dozing with somebody before. He said, do you need coffee? I said, Modaro.
I said he was like, as in, I know you're not asleep. And I just thought, why would you even say that? I had a crazy thing to say. But it got such a close. I was just happy because the driver kept laughing.
Oh no.
It was just, the whole thing was so funny. The driver just kept cracking up that what the hell is going on, sir? Hey, look here, I got that, sir. I didn't know you were moving like this. So.
I can't relate.
That's it. Anyway, people have serious issues.
Yeah, some people have issues. Do you have good advice for them? Kule?
Let's see.
I'm sure it is. I have one.
If it's relationship people, me, I don't advise relationship people.
Why don't you advise relationship people?
The challenge is
Because
that
they do what they
it's
want to
actually
in their mind
always,
last.
it's always relationship people. Hello, boys and girls. I am back again to tell you about Missan. Nigerians in Nigeria can now sign up on the Missan app and get virtual USD cards. You can use these USD cards for all your international payments. Spotify, Amazon, if you want to buy me something on ASOS, anything you like. Remember, Missan used to be called Coins by Bamboo, but now we are Missan. Before, you could only use the app if you were in Canada, but now it works for transactions to an additional 15 countries. You can fund your card in Naira or in dollars, anyone you have. There are low transfer fees, amazing exchange rates, and no hidden charges. So run, do not walk to the Missan app. Bye.
Okay, this first person, Nikki, says, hi, Jola and FK. What is your opinion on using dating apps? I moved to the US a few years ago and honestly, it's been quite lonely here. I've been advised to join the apps, but I'm a bit unsure about it. Sorry, 1 second. But I'm a bit unsure about it. In as much as I want someone, I don't want to be desperate about it or look like I'm begging for love. Okay, I want to ask you a quick question. Some people get annoyed that we don't read their dilemmas. And let me explain, apart from the fact that this dilemma we just read is number 1,292. Because I think people think that maybe there are only 3 of them that send dilemmas every week, just for context. So that's the first thing, is that there are a lot. The second thing is that some of you are asking us for advice that, quite frankly, is crazy.
Like, you just need to jazz up.
I am in Lagos.
If we say,
okay, if you came and I say, we don't believe in
we
dating
don't
apps, that's
believe in
rubbish.
doing it.
You that are lonely,
you
you now
that
say,
are lonely in America,
said,
you now say that because they said I should not use it, then me, I'm not going to. Let me tell you the problem. Everybody, a lot of people, not let me say everybody, a lot of people are looking for love, but you want to be cool about it. And fundamentally, love is a foolish thing. It is a thing that it involves a lot of disgrace.
Yep.
Okay? So you can't enter it on this cool vibe. What you will attract will also be cool.
I was telling my friend
it can't work
on Friday night. Actually, we went to Saturday. I go have a drink. That Friday or Saturday, we went to get drinks, and I can't remember what we're talking about. And I said, Ivy, let me just tell you something. If you are not yet shy,
you don't like the person. You don't like the person.
There are some things you say. As soon as you send the text, you must scream.
You know the things that happen where you're trying to show your friend what he said.
But you don't read
your
my
friend
own.
will now say, how far, as in bring
what was your reply?
Let me
read it to you.
Let me forward his part. And they're like, no, do a screenshot. I said, so that
you see my own part.
No, you can't.
Oh.
You must be shy.
I get what you mean.
If you're not shy.
I'm like, you can't see my parts because that will ruin our friendship. That will ruin our friendship. I would hate to destroy what you think of. See,
about on dating apps, right? I have friends that will ask, like, why are you not on there? Like, if you want love clearly, and you don't go out.
Let's say clearly.
No, but for real though, you don't go out. Like, where do you meet people? You don't post on social media. How can they find you?
It's true, Sha.
He's not lying.
No, but for real, like, how can he find you?
He's not lying. But the thing about it is, so I even have a different view. I think you should put yourself out there regardless, even just for the experience of putting yourself out there. Like before I was a professional dater, so I don't do that anymore, please. But I tried everything. My issue is actually that dating apps, I don't think they work anymore.
Here
in the
or
way,
in the world?
in general. I don't think they work in the way they're supposed to. People still meet people, don't get me wrong. I have friends that have married from dating apps
Yes.
in this Lagos. That's like everywhere. But I think you have to try first and then have your experience of it. It's different if you say, I tried it for 2 months and it didn't work or I didn't like it and then you freed it. But you kind of have to try. And I think it's a good exercise because it makes you put yourself out there in one way or the other. I think it's fair enough. I mean, I personally think you should
a lot
go
of
for
times, even if you don't find what you want, you absolutely find what you don't want.
You do.
There's some things that you didn't realize.
becoming completely clear to you.
There's some things you didn't
want.
realize that were a thing for you. Then you go on a date or two and you're just like, oh, this is something I definitely don't like at all. So let me even bring this up very, very early to be like, oh, this is just not for me. And I find that everybody that I speak to that uses dating apps outside of Nigeria, it's a lot more, there's a lot more to work with.
There's a lot more options. And also it's not somehow. So I feel like in Lagos it's a bit more somehow for you to be on dating app.
Yeah.
First of all, because the dating apps here are corrupted. People are using it for what they call hookup.
Yeah. I heard
That's
that.
number one.
Yeah.
But number two is also that it's also kind of somehow for me to open my phone, then I'll see one of my stupid friends. Like, what are you doing? What's this picture you put? You don't look like
swipe
this.
on them.
You get, and you not be saying, I'm a funny, good-hearted. I know you. You have a terrible character.
You're a bad person.
A terrible person.
A bad
so
person.
it's somehow, but I think also there are more options and it's more normalized. Like nobody is going to be saying to you, oh, why you're on a dating app. Meanwhile, very good. Thank you for this. My sister said I should give a PSA that men on dating apps, please be wearing shirts. Now she told me to tell you. She lives in Paris and her advice is that you need to be wearing shirts. That is not actually by force for you to not wear your shirts in your dating app profile. So that's what she wants you to know, that she thinks it's very important for you to be clothed.
So Kule, you're pro dating apps.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't relate, right? Because I don't know.
You don't know what they are doing
Well,
there.
So
You know
my
what God
friend
has done for you.
I know. This that one
He said
I
he
know.
knows.
I know.
He knows.
I have my friends that show me. One time they showed me, I think is it Bumble or something. But I was fascinated by it, like, oh, so if you like somebody, you swipe or you do all of this. I'm like, wait, it's a whole work to find people.
It is, but I also think that it's kind of somehow because like fundamentally, all you're saying is, you don't look nice, get out.
Yeah.
You look nice,
yeah,
I swipe.
I
You
swear,
get
it's almost
out.
like you have to put your best foot.
Somehow.
I don't think you should think of it that way because people do it in person too.
Of course,
It's
but
just
it's
more
easy,
mental.
it's different.
So you look around the room, you look at somebody, come on, you just carry your eye. Somebody tries to make eye contact with you, you say, yeah.
Has that ever happened to you that you're like, God, that bad?
And then maybe because you're doing it absent-mindedly, then I start coming to, yeah.
And you're thinking, oh my God, that was not a green.
That was not a
You know,
green.
I'm just trying to imagine you on dating app. You'll be terrible.
Me?
You'll be
So
terrible.
the thing is, when I
You'll
was
be
on a
terrible.
dating app, all those questions that they asked you to fill, I was like, the thing about it is, that was what I just wrote. I said,
How do you
don't
mean?
worry. You know all these things, don't worry about it. When you talk to me, you will discover it.
Oh,
For me
I
to
get
be
what you mean.
writing, I'm passionate about the beach. What's all this? I said, no, please, I don't do that.
I think matchmaking services, which is what dating apps are in essence, need to, particularly post-pandemic, need to change.
That's
they
what I
haven't
think.
figured out.
They haven't figured out how to change.
How
I
to
think
pivot.
it needs to be different.
No, they need to pivot the nature of what they're asking and how they're asking. And I think apps need to make more of an effort to simulate. Like there needs to be a way for apps to figure out what do people like to do.
Yeah.
And how can we. So if you are, I don't know, they just need to make a bit more effort because it's a lot of, because I'm thinking about it. If you actually want to be successful again in the way they were before, they need to figure out how to simulate more of like real life interaction.
Yeah, I think something has broken.
Something
because
is weird.
I don't hear anymore in the last few years people meeting on dating apps. Whereas like 3-4 years ago, people were actually getting into relationships that I know Nigerians on the dating apps. The other thing I think is that seriously, there needs to be actual matchmaking going on. Like how Indians have I keep saying this thing.
I do it on my
need high
Snapchat. You should
level.
follow my Snapchat.
How more of please? Could I do it? Is your own
Dude.
like Lege Miami?
Like Lege Miami, oh.
A responsible man. Listen.
Has
but
it
yeah,
worked for your matchmaking?
I can't lie. I don't know.
So
But I wonder though, how do people meet people?
It's because you're
It's
out.
hard now.
It's
So
harder.
it's more like introductions. Do you know the best dating app? And that is why I can never forgive Elon Musk was Twitter.
It was.
That was the
Twitter
best.
was.
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
not lie. The
In the
most
world, the original Twitter.
See, when you say somebody is moving to you, things that I've seen that even me myself, I said, you know what, fair. If I don't answer you, to be somehow.
Also because at the time,
Twitter had beautiful things.
also because at the time, what it was you're seeing the way somebody thinks.
Yeah. So you
So
can actually
primarily-
understand. And that was
Primarily,
before
That makes
everybody
sense.
started fighting on Twitter on a day.
yeah. Before Twitter, you wake up, you say good morning, you will greet
Yeah.
before you
Not
start
even
talking.
that,
I'm not
but
joking,
people
though.
used to move to
I
you
know.
with, you could tell that
Those were
this
better times, man.
person gave this thing some thoughts. This is not, oh, hey, you look good. I know, my dear. Say another thing. Oh no, it was a
Yeah,
great
Twitter
time.
used to be a
Twitter was
great-
honestly, there are people like
Dating and friendship. I made so many friends.
yeah, there
I
are so
made
many people that
so
DM me
many
that I
friends.
think we
most
should
of
be
my friends I
friends.
made from Twitter as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twitter
So
used
my
to be
friends.
awesome.
Yeah.
As soon as X got in the mix,
Yeah.
No, I think Twitter was really amazing. But to be fair, so we were talking about this the other day that even things like before going to weddings and meet people was a thing, is not anymore. It's not the same
It's
vibe.
not the
I
same.
don't know how to explain. Before, like 3 years ago, you go to weddings, 1-2 people are approaching you. Now, I don't know what has happened to people. Though. It's just not.
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Like it's not the vibe. I don't know what's going on, but things have really changed. So I believe in introduction wholeheartedly.
Aunties too.
And
Or maybe people are not. Wait, I want to be careful how I say this. Are people looking for relationships, or they're just?
I think
looking
people
to
are looking
make
I
for
think people want
relationships.
relationships, but
because-
the truth is nobody wants to be eager, sha. But people really want relationships. The world is very lonely.
And everybody
And
wants
it's
to
very
pretend like
annoying.
they can do this casual, cool thing that people are doing. Just have a thing, situationship. Then you're writing dilemma. So do you get? It's clearly not
Yeah,
working
yeah,
for
yeah.
you at the end of the day. I had one that
Okay.
I saw that I thought was interesting. There's two. There's one about relationship. That's really mostly what they ask about, to be sincere. But there was another one that I thought was interesting. Okay. FK's bestie in London's very specific says, "Hi babes, no further greetings, straight to the point. So my friends and I started a business early last year and they've been so unserious that we have not been able to make meaningful progress. As someone dedicated to leaving the trenches, I try to give them ginger, but I want to break free from them and start the same business with another name, with another serious person.
Okay.
I don't know how to break this news to them because I do not want this to affect our friendship and I think they will feel bad, or they will try to convince me to stay and promise to do better, but their words hold no value. I definitely do not want to be shady about it because in all caps, I am an adult. I should be able to have difficult conversations because really nobody can beat me. But at the same time, I don't want to seem somehow, or rather, like I don't know how to say I'm leaving them to do the same business with another person who is more serious and willing."
I have the perfect solution actually.
Okay.
You put a time frame.
What on it?
If you don't kick this thing off the ground in 3 months, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Finish.
I
You
think
don't,
that's
you don't
fair,
need to
yeah.
make it more than
I
that.
agree. I
I
agree.
think you don't need to say too much.
And so
I
you say
agree.
we've been working at this for over a year. We've not made any progress. I think we've talked about it so many times, and I'm sure we all want to be successful, but it just feels like I'm more gingered. So you guys, genuinely, I feel like I've put in enough effort. But within the next 3 months, you put the date in a shared calendar.
I'm out.
I totally
We don't do
agree.
this.
I've
And
done
that's
that, I've
what
done
you
that
need to
before
do.
as well.
Really?
Done that before. Had a business with a friend that obviously it wasn't because it wasn't moving at the pace that I wanted it to be. Not because they were unserious though.
Yeah.
It's just because they were committed into something else. And
Right.
I had a very hard conversation like, yo, I know you're busy and this is something that I really want to do. So just like you said, time frame, and then we just stopped it for a while.
Really? Did you pick it up like in the
No,
end?
not yet.
Oh, wow. Do you know
Well.
something I remembered randomly that I was discussing with Leila about? One time you were doing pins.
That's the business.
No! I promise you, me and Leila were talking about this
Yeah.
yesterday. Do you remember when AG
That's the
was
business. I
at
had to
pins?
pause, because I'm happy for my best friends. So but he really pushed the business to where it was.
Yeah.
But he needed to do his own thing.
Sure.
So I'm like, you know what?
Fair
Maybe
enough.
in the future we'll come back to it. But for now, I think
Let's
we should
just take a break.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think
Fair
that makes sense.
Yeah, we doesn't need to be more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. My friend's ex is my brother figure says, "Hi ladies, how are you doing? I love the
Oh,
pod."
that was one I was going to read.
Oh, okay, read this.
Always copy me at
Shut
all
up.
times. That's
Yeah,
all
read
she knows.
it. Let me find another one.
Okay.
Wait, how many of these do you get?
We are on, I'm reading number 1,288
Damn.
of this
Yeah.
current month or so. Anyway.
But how many do you have to pick on the show?
Depends on
No,
how we
just
feel.
few.
Okay.
So, okay, my friend's ex is my brother figure says, "Hey, Jolly Baby and FK Mama, how are you doing? I love the pod so much. It's my favorite part of the week. Thank you." So I'm in a really hard spot now. I have two friends. One is like a brother to me. We've been close since we were kids. The other is a girl I've known since high school, and they actually met through me. They fell in love, got married in a big Nigerian wedding, even a destination one. But honestly, I always knew the guy wasn't the most faithful person. I didn't hide it from her. I told her, but she still went ahead, and I shot dance very well at the wedding because I cannot kill myself.
Priorities.
A year later, they got divorced. And you guessed it, because of the same cheating that I warned her about. Now she doesn't like that I'm still close to him. She feels like I've picked his side, but he's like family, and I honestly don't know how to just cut him off. My friends mean so much to me because my siblings and I have a huge age gap, and all I had to rely on as a kid was my friends. I don't want to lose either of my friends over a practice marriage, so I'm kind of torn right now. Am I wrong for keeping that friendship, even though I know what he did to her? What would you do in this situation? P.S. I still talk to my female friend almost every day, and we go on trips together, and I still talk to the male friend as well.
It's just awkward.
Yeah.
It's just awkward. I think
Tricky.
Because she's close to two of them, so it's very awkward.
and she
tricky, yeah.
spoke to
And she told her.
I
The
told
most
you.
important thing
I told you.
is that I yarned you. But you see, I've been in this situation before. People don't listen. So it's actually always very somehow, because I don't know what the problem is, but people don't listen. And they know. But I'm like, but you know that this thing is not going to work. So what are we all doing here? I think you're just in an awkward situation, to be honest. The challenge is that you were friends with both of them, like, separately originally. So it's not as if I would have a different thing to say if, for example, you were friends with her and then you became friends with him because he was her boyfriend. But these are your own separate friends
It's hard though.
got together. So I'm actually not sure. It's a bit of a tough situation. Don't get me wrong, it's awkward, but I don't know that she can just say, "Oh, you should cut him off."
Can we get more water for EG?
Yeah. I'm not sure that that's the solution to the problem, but it's actually going to be very awkward for a long time. So you're going to have to figure out your social dynamics, because can they even really be in the same place at the moment? I doubt.
Yeah, I just don't. I have a thing about.
I don't think it's on you, Sha.
Yes, I have a thing about figuring out maturity. It's very, very hard. So if, for instance, I wanted to date one of Kemi's friends, and she said, "Jola, this guy, his hobby is cheating. That's what he does for fun." And I'm like, "No, I love him, and I think he just hadn't met the right woman yet. We date, we marry, and then I start having, and then I find out he's cheating, and I can't take it, and I break up with him. Do you know how crazy it would be for me with my full chest come and tell Kemi, you can't be friends with him anymore?" That's actually insane behavior.
Yeah.
That because she
met
told
us
me.
here.
And the main thing is because the friend in question
Told you.
You guys had a conversation. So I think it's one of those things where they're not going to be comfortable being in the same space.
But you have to just take it like that.
I have friends who are exes that are cordial and can be in the same space together. I have friends whose parents are divorced and their parents are friendly. Like, they're actually cool with each other. But it takes time. And you can't force anything. And sometimes you have to make a decision that might be awkward. So a good example is, if you're having a birthday party, you invite one friend earlier than the other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you reduce it.
You have to now navigate it.
Yes, you have to think that, okay, this, Fekemi will be like, Jola is a yapper. Jola won't mind coming to my house from super early. So if I tell Jola, "Oh, come to the house from 2:00," I know by the time this guy comes at 7, should have been winding down.
Yeah. Or I would say to one person, "Listen, obviously this is a situation, so please, let's all arrange ourselves. So know how you're doing.
Yeah, coming.
Know how you're doing." So this is always, I don't know, this particular exact situation it has happened before. Nobody listened to me. Everything casted. At the end of the day, I did not even bother with it. I didn't even say anything. I just carried on with the two of them. But Shebi, I warned everybody involved. What did you say? You said something special. Yeah, special. Okay, now that we've gotten here, it has been discovered that nobody is special. So then the boy too. Oh, what did she say? I was like, what you people will not use me to do is a messenger or a go-between. I don't even give a damn. The two of you entered your bed together. I wasn't there. Now that the thing has scattered, you want to use me to do therapy. So I don't think it's on you. That's just the thing. But it's messy, Sha. I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, we have a rebuttal. Not a rebuttal, but so the person who said last week, the birthday girl.
Okay.
She said that the reason why the list was that varied was because it wasn't only for her, for those friends. So a lot of people. My sister, next time,
I think you should. Personally, I liked it because a lot of people disagreed with us, and I was like, this is fun, but I can't lie. 10 toes on. You should.
Let me give you a good example. I can never give you an age the same birthday list.
Never. And if you do, that would be a criminal activity.
Wait, what's the story?
So she's had a birthday list, and that's what her and her friends do. What do you want for your birthday? They actually have lists they give each other. But she felt away because she felt like she would buy her friends more expensive gifts and they would buy her cheaper gifts. And
it was on her list.
It was on your list.
Oh.
So the thing is, if I ask you, it's not that I guessed and bought you a cheap gift. I bought you a gift that was on the list you gave me. And I have a thing where don't be fake modest. If I tell Kunle, oh, I don't mind. Anything he gives me, I can't hide.
That's it. You cannot mind.
But if I give you a specific... No, it's true. If I give you a specific thing, if I say these are the 4 things you should buy for me, 4 things, out of these 4, choose something. I have to be happy with anything. From
so I can't lie. I stand on it that you gave them a list and they bought things from your list. I know that it's somehow, but like this is actually the fundamental.
Yes. And so that's why having the conversation will be somehow.
Yeah.
Because the thing is they actually bought you the thing from the list.
I think what you have to do is next time, put your proper list. And then if they don't get you something, then you can
have the conversation.
You people hate me. So I can't lie, but it was very fun to read the comments. So many people were in disagreement. I love a bit of spice every now and then.
It's also because, I have a whole thing about Nigerians and fake modesty. Where they want you to perform, so they don't want to seem greedy, so they won't say what they really want. So for instance, it's the whole thing of people coming, actual friends, coming to your house and saying they are not hungry.
Yeah, and I'm like, since when?
And then you're still supposed to offer. Okay, just eat something. That's a different generation. Yeah, if I say, guy, do you want... If I actually tell Fakemi I'm not hungry, she's not going to tell the chef to do anything.
I'm not going to say a word.
She's not going to say it because I said I'm not
hungry. That's your business.
But if I came in and I said, guy, I'm starving, she'll say no problem.
You can move. So I don't know.
If I say I'm not that hungry and then they bring out snacks, I can't screw my face because I said I'm not that hungry. But if Fakemi says, oh, do you want to eat? And I say, oh,
that's actually crazy. Why would anyone say?
Well, this is exactly what we were saying.
People love to act like you should know. There's a thing. Actually, to be fair, I get it. Especially like I get it more in a romantic context where you feel like the person you're with should know things without you having to ask.
Oh, do you know the problem I have?
The problem is you get into serious.
Just say what you want.
No, not like that.
People think it's less okay, like now, let's just say you have with a guy and you want, I don't know, you want maybe to go out on more proper dates. Like you don't want to be hanging out in the house every time. Or actually that's even, maybe you want flowers. You want them to be buying you flowers every 2 weeks or whatever. And the guy is not that type of guy.
If Reminisce hears that came from your mouth.
Reminisce, he hates anything. He said flower at 70K.
No, he forgot that the day he came on this podcast.
Yeah,
he almost beat us. He was so offended.
I saw him somewhere the other day. He still asked me that. I didn't buy you flower.
I think, yeah.
He was so, you can't actually understand.
He said, you like books. A lonely book, 20K, 18K.
He was so annoyed when we said that Nigerian men should be, he said flower.
May buy flowers, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine if you want the guy to buy flowers. That's one of those things that you want it to be like a romantic gesture from the heart. So it's so somehow having to say, hi, by the way, I would like you to buy me flowers. Because now the problem is he might buy the flowers, but every time he buys flowers, you now know that it's because you said so.
But if the end result is
I can't like it's still different. But a lot of people, I guess, in a romantic to talk. Yeah. But the problem is people are different. So even in a romantic setting, if the guy is not a guy that has ever been buying flowers and he doesn't realize that you need the flower, then everybody is on. You have to talk, unless you'll be upset.
Yeah.
It's just that people want you to just know, like you just know them, especially with friends. You've known them for so long, you just kind of know. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Let's be
I take away
looking.
from this guys. People are sending lists. Me, I don't send lists. So
Let me not lie, but I need to start sending.
Me, I've never sent
But
lists.
the problem is, I can never make this kind of stupid mistake. Everybody's list will be individual.
My daddy's list is different from my mother's list. I'm saying that
I said every single person's list is an
The thing is,
individual
I've never
list,
received a
because I
list.
know what certain criminals are capable
Yeah,
of.
I've never received a list, but if my parents ask me, like
I
so
can't give them the
my
same
mom
thing.
always says, "What do you?" My mom says, "What do you want?" For instance, my brothers will say, "What do you want?" I cannot tell them I want the same things.
I can't.
I can't. This is my group of friends. They say, "What do you want?" I can't tell them
Let
the
me tell
same
you,
things.
I've grown up in a house where my brother will buy the card, instill the wrapper, tell me to write it, then he will sign my
for her
own
own birthday card.
He said I should write what I want there, then I'll write it, and he'll write his name and he'll give me back. Happy birthday. Every year.
Criminal.
He's like, because the other time he wrote happy birthday, I said, is this all? He said, okay, no problem. You write it there. Then he writes his name. Say, hope you're happy. And I am.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think I
think
find
it's
Nigerians with false modesty always ends up putting us in trouble. I promise
I just
you.
think, anyway, as a rule, I'm no longer, well, not as a rule, but I'm not really anymore in the habit of introducing my friends to each other.
Like basically, I think you guys will get on.
No, please.
Would you do it? Like if you are like, I think this person will like fake me, will like this person, and this person
Funny
will
enough,
like
I
fake
actually
me.
believe
I still do
wholeheartedly
it,
in introductions. I think that's the only way that we can move forward now in life. This introduction is just that my friend
still
group
do.
has casted.
You do?
I still do.
I think
That's
it's
nice.
good.
Yeah, so yeah.
How come you don't ever introduce me to anybody?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Profile is high.
Her profile is high.
The friends they are with, their profile is what? Are you okay?
Is your friend's profile low?
your
Yeah, but
friend
they are not
profile
serious.
low?
That's it. They are not ready.
You see,
I'm being honest.
all the guys that
Do
we
you know
talk
that
to,
literally
They're not
all the
ready.
guys we were talking to our friend the other day, they were struggling to name 3 men, just 3.
between ages of 30 and
That
37,
like in general, they think I can introduce this man to like any
any
proper
nice babe, yeah.
that I know. 3, they were really struggling. What they concluded was
one started mentioning people from his office.
Yeah.
I'm showing us his LinkedIn. I'm really serious. It was like, look at this guy. We now said, what can I say? I don't know him more than that. He's in my office. So that means he has a job. He's hardworking. That one I know. They're not ready to sack him yet at the office. He's doing
That
well.
was all.
But anyway, the moral of the story was that now we need to steal people's
That's what he suggested.
boyfriend.
He suggested that the best course of action has to steal
Now you have to steal somebody else's own. And
He
then
said
people that
what's
are not too
remaining.
happy.
He said what's remaining for now. No.
So he said I just look for somebody that like, not that the relationship is bad, they're at best
But like
okay.
they are not happy.
They're just okay there.
People are
So
not.
you show
Then
him
you
joy.
show. Or our other friend said, for example, yesterday, he said that in Lagos, good men, they are 17. And there were 4 of them there yesterday. He said, we've already removed 4. That means only 13 left for you people in the Lagos.
In the whole of Lagos.
Damn.
So I don't know how we all want to do it if there are only 13.
And then one other one has this thing now that men are under attack. So just a lot is going on.
You know what's
basically.
funny? When I
Look
listen
outside of
to
Lagos.
the song you and David, Only God Can Save Me, that's a song of men are under attack. Because every time he says, just imagine you going out to Lagos, so many babes dancing, looking good. That's an attack on men.
But
I
that's
was
what,
like,
that's what they were
Are
saying.
you
That
crazy?
men are under attack. Anything we say, he said,
Anything we say,
men are under
it's
attack.
just
You just don't understand.
men are seriously under attack. Any
Lagos-
small
Lagos women are
thing. Okay, why
beautiful.
would she wear that? I said, I don't get. How is that an attack on you? He said, yes. That he was on his own. She wore this outfit.
One was with a babe he was seeing was there. So he was trying to describe a situation where, let's say you're in the club and you're actually like, you're trying not to make eye contact. You don't want to look at her. She will be chasing you. so she's shaking her ass here. You turn. The mom will follow
That was
you.
the attack.
So
They said
that's the
that
attack.
was
So
an attack.
what someone now said, okay, so what would you do? So now look at the girl he's seeing. He said, I will take her and throw her. He said, leave me. Leave me alone. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
But yeah. I don't know. I think what it is genuinely, I have a friend that everything I say about men, he says, my sister, now money we no get. He says that a lot of stuff that people think like Nigerian men are struggling with is actually like they are thinking about financial stability. Like you think he really wishes that they were a bit more complex.
Yeah.
But you know, he said they are miserable people because they don't have money. They can't date properly because they don't have money. They have a timer. In their mind, they're like, okay, I want to date for a year and a half. This girl is going to want to get married. As I'm now.
And I mean, I think this is a fundamental lack of creativity, but whatever.
How do you mean?
I've had this argument so many
How
times.
creative is petrol?
I'm about to ask, like, wait, tell me, how do you mean?
Okay, but petrol is not where I'm starting with my basic needs for
have
men.
this, now
I buy petrol.
yes, and that's the problem. That's actually the issue. Because that means you won't be
Where
impressed.
I'm starting from is not petrol.
That means you won't be impressed.
When I say high profile, you see,
You want a man that should be sending me 25-liter cake in my house.
There are some, you see, as you are now, Fakemi, this is what my daddy calls us spinsters.
Yeah, had I said we're not positioning ourselves correctly, we're positioning ourselves in a lofty way.
And whenever he wants to encourage us, he'll say,
Like you see those 13 men left. They can never. But I said they can never approach us. The way we're operating. There was one day I had lunch, but Daddy just looked at me. He said, "This is the bag you're carrying. This is what you're wearing as a single woman."
Is that what your dad said?
So who should date you? Is it not be you?
Where do you want to start from?
He just said, honestly, he just looked at me that I hadn't seen him in a long time that it's like he's understanding what has happened. He just looks at me that this is how you go out. That's so who should date me?
What kind of question is that?
Like, how? It's like, just look how you came to this place now.
Yeah, it's just, but his whole thing is that a lot of men get a sense of self and pride and dignity from like their work and how they're able to earn. And so a lot of what we think is, he said that all these things that we say, emotional, maturity, he said you cannot be emotionally mature if every time you hear NEPA alarm, your own issue is actually that means you have to buy credit. So your problem is actually that there is light. You can never be a normal person if your problem is that there is light. Do you know how crazy it is for your issue?
I never forget when we were talking about a guy and she said, my friend was saying he's not emotionally available. I can't never forget but he said, his money that is not available. his emotions are there. What he doesn't tell you is that he doesn't have, he's available. His money.
When I hear these things, I'm just like,
But it's hard though. You're happy. Do you know, every single time I talk to Kunle about a wedding, he says, he's so happy that time he married.
Because you see people are spending money on wedding now.
If I message Asian and at a wedding, he said, thank God I've done my own. That's all he ever says.
You guys, it's bad though.
Thank God I've done my own. One of our friends has a wedding budget, told us the wedding budget.
I will say, we all say, so we thought,
that's a good budget.
He told somebody else the budget who thought he was joking. And the babe said to him, will you use it to shoot a skit or what?
When the people that told me about one in Italy, I be one venue. That's something.
When I tell you that, he messaged me that
he's very distraught.
That she thought he was joking, but like that's her true feeling about his budget.
About the budget for the wedding.
I feel like we're spending too much on wedding, Sha.
We are.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit crazy. We're spending too much on everything. It's gotten a bit crazy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What kind of question do journalists always ask? What was the inspiration?
In your childhood, when did you learn about Fuji?
When did you learn about food? What was your exposure?
I came to the wrong show.
The chair you sat on that, but what's the meaning of it to you? That's what they do.
Did you listen to Fuji growing up?
A little. Not like more with my grandparents.
Yeah.
But my parents, everyone can only shout to the Lord. That's their own.
Oh yeah, so you listen to more gospel,
anything.
No, my dad was into it. All these Yinka Ayefele, high life.
You don't understand. My parents are a unique breed. And every time I try to explain to people how much of my dad doesn't know. My dad knows maybe 5 Nigerian artists. Maybe he's not aware.
Not even the old guys.
Okay.
I mean, he will know.
He will know, but
PSA and then.
But to what end is he knowing them? Bring Tope Alabi, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to listen to all these Zodiac, all this Wasiu, all this Pasuma. He had records. Sonny had so many records. Actually, that was the main person. There were so many Sonny Ade records. Like, I go to parties and start hearing Sonny Ade songs, and I'm like, why do I know the lyrics of this song?
Yeah.
And what happened? So it was like that. They used to play some of them, and me, I come from a party family, so normal, they're out. Well,
my exposure to Fuji and High Life was quite limited, but. No, so not in the same way.
Yeah.
But it's because I was just also like I liked music and I was a curious child. But it wasn't because like I grew up in a home where that was what they were playing all the time. Nip.
Yeah, to be fair, I heard more of Shalimar. All those ones, all those 80s, that's my jam. All these BGs.
Oh.
Yeah, if came his parents loved to
that's what they were listening
I grew up in Fuji, High Life, Juju, Akpala. I grew up in Agege, so it was everywhere. My dad played High Life a lot. Every time he took us to school, my auntie would play Fuji. My auntie actually introduced me to Fuji.
Okay.
She really loved Sikira Inde Barrister and Kwamwon.
Okay.
And just like you said, I just listen to random songs now. I'm like, wait, how do I know this much lyrics of the song? You know, realized that I couldn't escape it. It was just something
around.
that it was around me. So and I come from a Muslim family, you know, so it was
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad, my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I was Muslim. And I learned the Quran, and so my voice, Fuji, everything mixed together is why I have what I have right now. So that's why I made Fuji, because I grew up on it. I loved it. It's the first, that's my first contact to music.
Were you nervous about exploring the genre in this album? Or was it something that you were just like, let me have fun? Because one of the things I really, really like about you, and I've told you this before. So when your music first came out, I was like, oh, this is nice, but I wasn't like my thing. What I really liked is from one album to the next, it was clear that you are very interested in trying
like you're trying
out.
a different thing.
Like you are just like, I like music. And I understand that people have put themselves in different like genres and this is what is working for you, so just go with it. But I really enjoyed the fact that you can't be sure that this is what AG is going to do from one album to the next. And it's really, really nice. It's very difficult as well because your audience knows you for something.
Yeah.
So how do you, from the beginning, how did you decide, let me try something else? Because speaking as somebody that's not very I don't like taking huge risks. I think if I was musically inclined, I would worry too much. Even if I find success, maybe if I was just okay,
then you
I'll
can
be happy
just
to
be
experiment.
trying things.
But if I get huge success from something, they're actually going to have to drag me out of that. They're going, or the thing, I'm going to have to be able to see the writing on the wall that this thing you're doing is fading.
I think that's my biggest problem. I love taking risks with everything, like especially music, because like I said, I grew up listening to the sounds. My library is insane. I listen to all of these old Nigerian sounds. Then I found indie myself. I found rock, soft rock, pop, R&B, and all of that. And everything I've done is just like it's a merry-go-round of everything I found. You know, so when I made Gold, it's because I grew up on High Life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it a bit more urban. That's why I called it almost shaking.
I saw that your Ayefele jump out. I was about to say, oh my God.
I saved it.
Is that her?
You're terrible. Urban.
I was about to say that. Did you think we were just going to skip over?
I almost entered, but no, you know what? Yeah. Thank God. Save the day. Yeah. And then the day I released Gold, I said to myself, the next one needed to be different. I just make all these crazy decisions and I just want to do it. I like to just try.
You know what's so interesting? I find that once you're like getting, and you cannot tell when you're working on a new album because your dressing starts to change.
Yes, his look starts to change.
Your look starts to change in line with the new music that you're creating. Once you just see when you want to see, this one has started.
Something is changing.
Something is changing,
yes. Album, I treat my projects like books, like movies. You know, I'm a different person. It's where I was when I wrote Gold. It's not the same place I was when I wrote about 30. And I just like everything to reflect.
Yeah.
You know, when I stopped wearing Adire, people thought I got tired. To be fair, I got tired.
Yeah.
I stood in front of the mirror one day and I was wearing a white tee and some pants, and then my hair was rough. I look at myself like, you know what? I like this. Because during that Sade era, that gold era, all that high top that I used to see, comb, you know, like I had comb all the time because my hair is very curly. So it took a lot to keep it that way. My hair was rough that morning. And I'm like, I just want to keep this.
Let it just be going.
Yeah.
Let it just be going like that. So I just stopped wearing the Adire. And I stopped wearing the wooden pendants. Started, you know.
You also started making money, Mac, bro.
Yeah, no, so I was about to say that.
Bobo carries skinny hair from our
the small one was entry already. So I could afford some little gold here and there. So I started to wear that.
Wooden pendants. There was one time that I said he made one cap or something that I did. I said, this is a case of money. Arts and crafts.
Because no, to be fair to him, Kole is also extremely creative and very artistic. Very, very artistic. You know, there are a few people, and I'm like that in that I work very collaboratively because a lot of my creativity is here. But you are also able to execute. So if you waste Kunle's time, he'll draw it himself, he'll design it himself, he'll write the song himself. Like he'll put the clothes together himself. I have an idea, and I think it's one of the things that's really cool because it means that you're not handicapped in the same way that
you don't have to wait, and you can actually
that's crazy.
Change it and it works because it's like innate. When
I started to record music, I didn't know how to record myself.
Yeah,
Simi knew how to record herself. She was very good with that. Like she had her own USB microphone. I would watch her, you know, do these things. Me, I used to rely on my friends. I rely on Michael or Fields. And if I didn't see them, it meant that I couldn't record. I said, no, this cannot happen. So I had to learn. I learned from Simi, and then I started to record myself. And that's how, till date, I'm my own best sound engineer. Nobody records me. I recorded my whole album.
Oh, wow.
Myself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So like, I just don't know how to wait around. I just want to do what I want to do and what I have in my head. That's it.
So from Gold, it was about 30.
About 30.
And then what made you shift the sound from Gold to about 30?
So I wanted to try a bit of pop.
Okay.
You know, and that's why I made Call on Me.
Okay.
When I wrote Call on Me, I knew it was very risky. Because how do you come from pickup?
Yeah, and then and that song was everywhere.
Yeah, and then
that time
you now released Call on Me, but I just couldn't help it. I wanted to try because I don't know what I will find. I think that's how I think about taking risk. You don't know what you find. You either fail or you just succeed. But then I hope to succeed. But if you fail, you learn from it.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
So I released it, and it did not enter immediately, and that it shook me a bit. But
were you tempted to like pause?
I'm not gonna lie, I was. So I made money.
Yeah.
I made money because money kind of sounded a bit like
more familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made that, but I still wasn't satisfied. And so I just like, you know, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this thing. So I made Surrender, I made Fame, and of course Ere came, and that was the album. To be fair, that time I used to say I didn't want to go mainstream at all.
Really? What does that mean?
No, I'm very real.
I want to ask you
I didn't want to be. I wanted people to just find me, you know. I wanted mainstream to come to me. No, for real. Because you are doing anyhow now.
In a niche now.
I wanted to be that niche artist.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. The mainstream money, you're fair.
So, remember, I came from having nothing. So I didn't even think that. I didn't think there was anything like that.
Yeah.
I released Sade. It was a cover. I didn't think anything was going to happen. I knew I wanted it. I knew it would happen eventually, but I didn't know when. So I said, let me just do it. And I was happy to just be that guy that made different sound.
Yeah.
That time. 2019 was when I decided, fuck it, I want to go mainstream now. Because I seen
what can happen.
Possible.
Yeah, I seen what's possible.
Did you? Because there was a lot of like talk around, or like, I don't know, for you, what was it? Because from outside, people always want, and I guess it's also, you know people as something and you kind of don't want them to move regardless of whether like this is what they want or not. Did it ever feel like conflicting for you as if you're selling out or something?
Oh, I lost a lot of fans because of that. I lost a lot of fans because they just couldn't get into it. And I understand.
About 30 was your first album I bought, but the first album I loved was Afropop Volume 1.
Yeah.
Why?
About
Oh my
30.
God.
Was that when you did the Game Boy?
Yeah. About 30 years.
I remember that being that rollout.
Yeah, that was the one.
Was very, very cool.
I liked Afropop Volume 1 because it sounded like a sound that, so I know this is going to sound weird, but it was a sound that didn't need translation to me. So there was a time that I felt like Nigerian artists, so this is, I don't know if this is pre-streaming becoming like a lot more mainstream, or it was just about to, but there was a whole thing about pushing Nigerian artists into you have to, as an African artist, there's an African sound. I used to get that feeling quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And what I liked about Afropop Volume 1 was I feel very strongly about being a creative from Nigeria or from Africa. I dislike the idea that you are the only audience you are entitled to is the audience that you come from. Whether you're a podcaster or a YouTuber or a musician or a digital or visual artist, or you write novels, almost like you have to stay true. I'm like, but just by virtue of you being from where you are, whatever you do is from where you're from.
Yeah, like it's not...
Do you understand what I mean?
It's innate.
And I just enjoyed listening to the music in that I could hear the experiment. I could hear what you are trying to do. And it was cheekier than your normal music. Like I could feel that you are just like, well, if people don't like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you could just hear it that some of the lyrics were cheekier and the sounds were varied from one to the next. And then you are even experimenting a lot more visually. I said Kule is on attachment.
Yeah. I can never forget the first time I saw that.
Long of
money.
Wastelands of back.
Who is this? Who is this? Do you know, you're listening to the song. I said, when did you learn all this?
When did you learn these things? Because my favorite song from that album is Don't Be a Baby. Yes.
So that's Tequila Ever After.
Yes, that's Tequila Ever After.
Yeah.
But I know on that one there's a song with TMXO on that album.
Baby.
Yes. And I just thought it was fun. Like I think for me it's just, I like hearing people have fun.
Yeah.
It's why it's easier. That's why I like Pharrell as a producer.
Yeah.
That one sound to the next, you don't know what he's going to do anyway. And it's what Timbaland used to do as well when he used to work with artists by project. And it's why SARS is my favorite Nigerian producer. You don't know what he's going to do from one sound to the next. So I just enjoyed. And then from there, it was clear people had now gotten used to the fact that you don't know what Kunle is going to do.
And now it's different. So
just like him.
It's like, just prepare, Sha. We don't know what's
just
coming.
Just like him. He will sure do something good.
But I feel like this one has a lot of everything.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to... I just didn't want to be in a box.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be... I saw one tweet one time when somebody said, first of all, they called me a Yoruba artist. That's not bad. That's not bad because I don't mind. But it's definitely like an I don't know how to say it. They kind of said that they said, thank God that Adekunle Gold made Afropop because the only gig you'll be getting was Ikomo.
Wow. God, I beg. Why would you do that?
No, so...
And you used to really like Twitter, so I'm sure you are seeing...
I still love Twitter. So I'm like...
You'll be seeing...
So I saw it, I'm like...
That?
It didn't even get to me like that, but it's just like...
Sorry, Kulia.
So you think that making ire can only land me naming ceremony gigs?
I'm actually so sorry. They said Kunle will be wearing dry lace for the rest of his adult life.
Sorry, what's the name? What's the name again? What's the name?
I want table 2.
I said, my God, this is what people thought about me. But hey,
Let me not lie, I don't think generally it was that bad. I don't think we thought you were going to be doing
no. So, but yeah, it's
that's so insane.
Nigerians are wicked.
I just love to try. I love to make what I have in my head. I'm an artist through and through. Like you already know that. I say this every time. People don't tell painters what to do. They just
why
paint their emotion.
artists?
Yeah. Why?
I mean, there's a business to it as well. Because who was
people have
talking
brands,
about it?
people have expectations, and you find that like the bigger the brand, the more when you shift out. It's like, it's like this thing Beyonce is doing now. There's so many people that are so deeply, and I'm like, it's like she decided
enjoy
to
the
do a different
music.
thing. Keep it moving. It's not, and so I'm like, even at that level, it's still
a thing.
This babe. People they want to do. The next album is a rocker, man. I keep warning everybody that let's be prepared though, because this noise here make you start writing on those articles from now.
I said in Fame, I said everybody says don't change, but how am I going to grow?
Yeah,
because I've grown now.
And you've had experiences.
I've grown. Like I can. There's not one sound in this world now that I cannot make. That one I can beat my chest. Like
I was very excited when I saw you do the remix of Higher. Was it in Sweden? There was a techno, like a dance EDM mix you did for High, and it was going. And I was like, this is so exciting. It's so nice to be able to figure out different iterations of the same sound. Someone that's really good at it at the moment is Doja Cat. So when Say So was doing really well, and I think Haliba was pumping money behind it, so she had to keep performing it. But what I noticed was that after a while, she just started, so she would do like a country version, she would do a rock version, she would do like a jazz version. And there's something about training yourself to figure out how different audiences can find you from the first original sound. It's very, very cool. So with Fuji, I like almost all the songs like in a really personal way, but I don't know why I enjoy Bobo a lot more than I thought.
I was going to say that. First of all,
when I played it,
the first song that I played more than once was actually Big Fish. It's very short, but I really enjoy it. Bobo is such a good song. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, it's really, really nice. Yeah, I like Bobo. And then I like the part of the album that is Believe. What comes after Believe? My love is the same.
My love is the same.
And Love in Action. That three things, that is amazing. And I didn't think I would like that song, Love in Action, because I just saw it was featured and I thought, oh.
Wait, why? What happened?
I know, I'm hearing I say it's but once I listened to it, I was like,
nobody killed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I didn't, because his own songs I don't understand. So once I saw, I said, let's listen. Let's go ahead. But it was really like, I actually really like that song.
I love Bobo. I think it's just also very fun. I don't know.
And everybody's part was good.
Yes.
I love songs where like you're not waiting for anybody's part to finish. So we can go back to the chorus or something. Everybody's part. Because many songs I'm like, whoa, Joe.
And sometimes what happened is there's a way, and it's so awful. One of the good and bad things about music is you get feedback in real time.
Yeah.
So it's so funny. Maybe a DJ is playing a song and the bit that everybody likes is going. Somebody's verse comes on. You just see the energy go down. You just see the DJ will quickly skip.
And then a lot of times you're at a party and maybe the first verse has come on, then DJ changes and we're like, but we were waiting
for the part. Yeah, I know what you mean.
The part. So I really like that song because the whole song top to toe is very good. I think was really nice.
Getting to sample many people difficult?
Very.
Really?
It took me over a year to clear Bitch Better My Money.
Really?
No, that's not.
No,
it is not.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the
in general.
Album.
The whole album.
Many people, the actual song.
Oh, many people. Yeah, no. I went to Ayefele in Ibadan. And I told him, I said, I have the sample, I can put it, but I want you to record it. And to say, the Janla no be small fish. And the man agreed. And
really?
Yeah, I agreed. I felt like, oh, okay. Because I was thinking, it might be a bit, but it was very kind.
There are quite a few samples in it. Like, also, was that intentional?
Yeah, so that's Fuji music. Fuji, listen to Fuji, they sing other people's songs, a lot. Sometimes it's even in the instruments. And I just wanted to bring that back. This is the first project where I've interpolated sampled heavy, but it's just because I'm paying tribute to the song.
Yeah, because I remember because I listened to it, it was playing, when I first heard this, I wasn't checking the names of the songs. And then it was after when I went back and I saw Santi, I said,
Santi, yeah.
Yeah, because you're listening to a song and you're thinking, I know this song.
Yes, I know
And I'm
this
like,
voice.
I know this song. And then you say something else and I'm like, this is not the song. I love that. I
It's
kind of
very, very
enjoy
cool.
that.
It was
game.
fun.
I
It was
know
a
all
lot
these
of fun.
music people.
Yeah.
They come, they write. When you just say, oh, he sampled it, just sample it, interpolate it. I'm like, piss off. There's nothing I hate more than that. It's not a sample, it's an interpolation of the Kinika. Shut up.
They're so annoying.
Like, it's so irritating.
They're
I'm like, is
so
that what we're
annoying.
discussing here?
So annoying.
But okay, thank you. Why didn't you make it?
What was it?
Why are you like this?
No, why didn't you make
Do
it?
you and Simi have blood covenant that it must be on each other's album?
No. No, sometimes when Simi, because she was supposed to
Just
mix this
succession.
album.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
yes.
was supposed to mix this album. So when she mixes sometimes, she feels like something is missing and
And
she
she
just needs to
adds.
add to it. That's what happened with Don't Call On.
Mhm.
Because I told her to mix a song and then that part, she just felt like something was missing and then I just heard her voice. I'm like, wait, this is so good. And I just left it.
Oh, that's cool.
Meanwhile, and I saw that you wrote that I believe is your best song, something like that. But you see, Lilo, that's
Lilo.
actually
You like
the
that?
love song. Because I was like, how
I
we now?
love it. I mean, I'm
I was like,
attached
how
to
we
Believe
now
because
drag
I guess
this
because of the
thing?
sample.
Yeah.
That's very heavy.
Mm.
And the song generally, Shami, I connect to him more. And that's why that's why I think it's my best one. But Lilo's also very good.
because as a lover girl, lyrically, that's the song.
Yeah.
Like if someone was going to do mixtape for me, that should be
Take me,
first.
please.
I'd have gotten a lot of mixtapes in life.
My
You
space
know,
days.
the thing,
telling
you know what
you.
makes me laugh is that Fakemi actually doesn't even like a lot of music. So making her a mixtape is such
Someone sent me a
an interesting
Spotify
choice.
playlist the other day and I thought, this is insane.
Like
I don't
Fakemi doesn't
listen to
listen to
music.
music like that.
I listen to it and he tried, but I was like, I don't listen to music. So this is so crazy.
Yeah.
That I was like, this is how you feel. But
Yeah, like you don't know
but
her
it
that
was
well.
a lovely effort because he was like, he heard that I'm in love again. I was like, fair. But like, what's happening? What precisely is happening? Yeah. But if he added like to the place, she would have done.
You would have done
Unfortunately, you
better.
had not released it by then, but this is what I'm saying. So yeah, no, that was actually, I really enjoyed that as well.
You have you're playing a jazz festival in November.
Yeah, November 23rd, orchestra, full orchestra, first time. And yeah,
Oh,
Are you excited?
mad excited. I went to see them. I don't know, you saw the one I posted. I just let me go and greet them. I say these people, they already rehearsed before.
Really?
Yeah, before I came and then they were playing Kokomo. I'm like, wait, what? Oh. Yeah, and we've done a lot of work. It's going to be incredible.
I know.
And it's a very good hall as well. Royal Festival.
Yeah.
Very prestigious.
Yeah, very exciting. So I know you've had like a busy rollout because the first couple of days of the album. Like, is there anything you're looking forward to between now and the end of the year that you can talk about?
That's
Like, are you doing like shows? Are you doing listening sessions? Are you doing remixes? Are you doing like, is there anything that you're thinking of or you're excited about? Or
Remixes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then shows. I'm still going to announce more orchestra shows, right? But I want to test out with this.
Are we going to
London
get one?
I'm planning to. You know, I've been eyeing that National Theatre that they just opened now.
Yeah.
I'm like, please, that would be legendary. Yeah. Definitely having a December show. And now I'm just struggling to pick, okay, which one? Because everybody likes a lot of songs on the album.
Yeah.
And now
You
it's
figure it out
like,
now.
okay, which one now? Which one?
Which one is
First.
the ones that
Well, you did 10 years of gold last year, and that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. You figured
You
out a
didn't
good
come.
mix.
She wasn't
She wasn't able to come. But you figured out a good mix of songs. Like,
Well, I
you have
really
a lot
love
to
your
choose from.
concerts, actually.
Yes.
They're
Which
so
one have you been
good. I went, do you know what?
There was one in Terra Culture.
There was one in Terra Culture I went to, there was a show you did in London. It's like, I can't remember where it was, but like it was standing room. Was it about 30? I've been to that one. And then...
Was it the Brixton?
I don't know where it was, but like we were standing in the Kenya. I have the videos. I'll show you after. That was actually a fantastic one. And then not 2 years ago, December, but I was later. The concert in Lagos. Yeah,
I think so.
yeah,
Or you also take it seriously.
yeah. And that's what I really like. That like you know that if
I
you
don't play.
go, it's going to be a time.
Like, the
and I
band is a
appreciate
real
that
band.
because I've actually made a firm decision. There are many people who I actually like as artists. I will
No, I
never
will
go to
not.
their show because
I
the
just
disrespect
think,
is
I just
a lot.
think that if you if I'm a real musician, like I enjoy music.
Yeah.
I enjoy music, and that's why talk about the risk. I just want to try,
Stuff.
and I take that energy on stage as well
Mhm.
Yeah.
because it drives me crazy. I've been to shows here even before I became Adekunle Gold,
mhm.
right?
When you are still
Yeah,
editing
I've been to shows
images.
and I'll see, and you can't be serious. The same way I listen to the song before coming to the show
That's
is the
what
same
you
way I will
did.
hear on stage.
You
I
just
can-
be hearing DJ
I can
track
never-
3
like, I can
and
never
I'm like,
I would never get it. So I'm like, when I got a shot, I have to be the greatest showman, and that's the energy I've been keeping. I just want to
yeah.
say, people pay their money to come watch you. They have to enjoy it.
Has fatherhood doubled your
And
hustle?
also because I've seen Beyonce live, and
He says it
please.
all the time.
Let me tell you,
Do you know that? For Beychella.
Can I just say that I tell everybody. I'm like, especially if you have any kind of creative output. I remember that in Renaissance, one of my friends was having writer's block, and I told her, you need to go to Beyonce.
You need to go, yes.
She was like, oh, she doesn't listen. I said, it's not about that. When she went, she came back, she said she did right. Plenty of things. No, it is an experience. And that's why I always hustle to go to any beer, because I'm like, you guys don't understand what's going on. When you observe excellence on this kind of level, it changes your
brain chemistry,
frame of mind. Yeah. You just start realizing
the
that.
The terracotta show you mentioned, right? I was in. So we had planned the show.
Yeah.
Michael and I were planned the set, everything, what we wanted to do. I said, let me just go to Beychella, right? So I went. After the show, I called Mike. I said, guy, cancel it. Cancel everything. We are joking. I know we're not doing Beyonce size show, but what I have to do in that small room has to be different. And since then, I've taken this shit so serious.
No, it's too serious. And that, babe, and the thing is, I've been to 4.
Yeah.
And see, time after time, it's coming.
I've been to 3. I've seen her 3 times, and it's been different as well.
Yeah. And for me personally, the best Beyonce concert is not one that was public, but there's one Beyonce at the festival. I have all sorts of Beyonce merch that doesn't make sense, but there's a DVD of Beyonce at the Rosewood Hotel.
Yes.
It was a small whoa. I still watch it now because I'm like, whoa, forget even Beychella. The way this babe is in her bag, you can't believe. And because it was a smaller audience, she was remixing her own songs, mixing, like she did Crazy in Love with Halo. No. I'm
just happy this is a Beyonce.
No, we don't play with her.
Oh, no, I don't play with her.
We don't play. Yes.
Do you know that to be honest?
Somebody brought it to us in Ghana. Sir Davis.
Yeah. When it came out, I bought it. Will you do or not?
It's not about, I don't care.
I bought it.
See, Sacred Oil, as it came out like this, I bought everything.
Multiple.
I'm like, you don't understand. This is what being a fan means. What people are doing is joking around. This is actually what it's about. I actually can't date men that do that whole thing of they don't like Beyonce. I think it's irritating.
Yes, I
think it's a lack of
She's
perspective.
so hardworking. I think there's the creativity, that's true. But what I like is the fact that the more she shows about like the process,
like
the
when
more you realize
all those documentaries.
Okay, she worked on this thing for 3 months, for 1 year.
She's excellent.
She's working very hard. So it's not even just about natural talent.
I swear.
It's that you work till you get this.
I know when you work so hard that people don't even want to, because the number of times I'm like, how did this thing not get out? Like the Beychella thing. I'm like, how did nobody cast this thing? There were like 200 people there.
Yeah, because
on stage. You don't want to be the one.
You also want to
I think they do blood covenants.
No, I think it's also just like there's something about if you design a profile, that means you're known for doing really good work. It then attracts people who actually just want to do the work with you, and nobody wants to not be able to work with you again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So they're excited. So, and that's how, like, when my dad's career, so that's what, like, in finance, GT used to be like an incubator in that way.
Yeah.
So if you check the people that came from GT Bank in terms of like people that went off to do their own thing, like, you find out that like they were an incubator. Like in terms of modern writing, Zikoko was like that. Like people incubate. So what happens is you then get a wider pool of who wants to work with you because of what you're putting out. And if what it takes to work with you is to keep my mouth shut, no problem.
Doing it.
Yeah, that's like Jumia for me. Everybody that's left Jumia when I was there. I don't know. Been excellent.
Yeah, so it's that's what it is musically. Like, and everybody wants because you're part of the project, you want everybody to have that wow effect immediately. So when people are like, oh my God, I didn't know you were working in for 3 months. That's the point. And now you've seen it and it looks like magic, but we worked on it for a year.
It's actually just
dope as hell.
And I really look forward to a time where you're going to kind of Nigerian concerts. And so, because for me, I'm like, there are a few people that put in a bit of effort. Some other people that I'm like, if I go to this concert, even if the concerts you go to that, you know that even if you don't know the songs, the lyrics, the concert is going to be a good show. And that's always very important, you know. Whereas there's some other people that I'm like, I even like the music, but I can't put
Don't ruin it for me.
Don't ruin it for me because I'm like, this is lazy now.
Don't let your life experience ruin it.
The whole concerts, I've sang more than you.
You're tired.
Why is the mic in the crowd?
You're panting in a way that lets me know that you don't even do any breath work.
What's happening?
You don't do any.
Your DJ does not know what to play next. What is going on?
Your list. You just wrote the songs that have charted. You didn't figure out how you're going to move from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4.
Also, I feel like a lot of artists don't watch other people.
Okay, I see what you mean. It's like things like writers who don't read. You can tell.
I travel to watch people. I've been to. I remember 2017. I went to watch. In 1 year, I went to watch. Jacob Banks. That's somebody that you should see live. Jacob is incredible. Jacob, I went to see the script.
Oh yes.
And I watched Damian Marley. Oh, and I'm just like, these are people that I want to be. You know, when you're mentioning performers, mention my name. Like in the midst of these people, and that's why I said,
just experience.
Then, I have to be.
You have to be on your.
I have to be on it.
It's like this year. I'm sad because I left London 2 days before Coldplay. And I was so sad because I'm like, it's not even about the music. The thing just looks like at some point in your life, you should probably go.
That's how I feel about Bruno Mars. I saw Bruno Mars very early. Incredible. That shot, I don't know
how he does it, but he's
fantastic. They said he has to pay gambling there too, or it's cocaine. I don't care.
See, I'm not
whatever
joking.
That boy is on him and his band.
I might start writing personal letters to Adele that I missed the residency. You have to do it again. Just do it again. Because that was also I've seen Adele once and I was like, this thing is not even by dance. This is just phenomenal.
Are there any artists you haven't seen that you really want to see?
I've not seen Adele.
I want to see Adele. I want to see Ray.
No, I've not seen Ray. No,
Adele is actually phenomenal.
I'm really sad that I've
not seen Bruno. And
you must.
That's crazy.
No, you must.
Love Bruno.
There's a reason why on that Super Bowl stage was Coldplay, Beyonce and Bruno.
Yeah.
Should have drowned anybody else.
Yeah, people thought he couldn't hold his own, but when you watch it back,
Bruno,
he's holding like mad.
And then he has hits.
Yeah.
Because he's very pop and he's very fun, people forget. But Bruno Mars, and he's a consummate entertainer. He is incredible.
Yeah.
So I want to see him again because I saw him.
Have you seen any rapper?
I saw Jay-Z.
I saw Jay-Z a while and I thought he was fantastic.
I mean, that was, it wasn't honest.
Who else have I seen?
You should see Kendrick.
I've never seen Kendrick.
Do you know? And it's a slight.
I've only seen Jay-Z.
It's a slight regret of mine because when I was in uni, I think it was my final year in uni, Kendrick did a show in Newcastle, which is like 20 minutes away from my university. And I'll never forget because I was like so.
Yeah.
But the tickets were like £25. And some of my friends went and I was just like,
he's incredible.
I don't care.
Live. Yeah.
Yeah. But the videos I see, it is jumping. And I actually really, really like hip hop a lot. It's always funny when like there's a hip hop portion. My friends are always confused.
I'm always confused. I'm like, why are you rapping? Like when did you learn this song?
Oh, no, you guys don't want to know. It used to be very bad. It used to be really bad.
I've been into it.
Like I love hip hop. Love hip hop.
You know who else is really good? I've seen John Legend. He's fantastic.
I'm not in the mood to cry.
No, it was fantastic. I wept. Forget it. You don't even know when it has happened. I wept. Like, I've seen him twice. I saw him abroad. I saw him in London. I saw him in Lagos. I wept both times.
You seen Usher, Abi?
Yes.
Yeah. Usher is fantastic.
Yeah,
I saw Usher.
So good.
I saw Usher before this Usher. I saw him in the O2 when he was not doing all these cherries.
Do you know what's so funny? When I was 17,
he was still fantastic.
When I was 17, I saw the Jonas Brothers and Taylor Swift.
And?
Yeah. So it was the Jonas Brothers concert.
Oh, okay. And she was opening.
Taylor Swift came out and Demi Lovato came out. It was like a Disney wet dream. Quite frankly, yeah.
Yeah, that must have been very.
Very interesting.
It was very interesting to
Demi
say the
Lovato,
least.
yeah.
But like now, I'm sad. This year, I'm sad. I miss Mary J. Blige. Was it? It was Mary J.
God, I've been
50,
Brandy and Monica,
I've seen
Ja
Brandy,
Rule. I
yes.
missed that one.
I've
I
seen
missed
Brandy, I've seen Brandy.
B2K and Omarion and Co. That made me very sad also. And then there was one thing in America that they had Nelly, they had Kelly Rowland, they had like Timbaland, all those people from that year. They had T-Pain. I missed that as well.
That's somebody I would like to see live.
No, I just remembered.
T-Pain. I want to see T-Pain. Also, this is
I've
just
seen T-Pain now.
a wish.
I see Sean Paul that
If anybody
year
is
in
listening
Lagos that year.
and can make it happen, we need a joint album of T-Pain and Wande Co.
We
Please.
need it.
We need it.
But don't they have a
See,
song? I think they have one.
I don't know
I don't
what
need
they
a song.
have.
I need a joint album of T-Pain
That'd
and
be fire.
Wande Co. Produced by, I don't know, Saz. Please. I'm using God to beg you.
No,
I'm
we
using
need
God.
it.
One day,
That'll be fire.
it'll be insane.
We need to
It
get
will be
artists here because I saw
insane.
Shakira in Lagos. I saw Sean
See, that's
Paul
what I was
in
about to say.
Lagos.
The first time I saw Eve recross Brandy Akon, it was here in Lagos.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what-
That's what I'm saying. I saw Joe in Lagos.
We'll say
I
Joe will
remember-
come. They'll say again.
I remember when I saw
Maxwell
them.
Brandy.
It was so funny. I was part of the Screamers.
What do you mean the Screamers?
You don't know people that will be cheering people. So my friend told me, oh, yeah, these people were coming. I said, I want to go. He said he doesn't have ticket, but he can get me in if I can be part of the people that will be screaming for them. I said, small thing. She be, let's go. I said, let's go.
What is happening?
So on the red carpet,
Yeah.
we're on the side like this. I saw Eve. Yay! Everyone was shouting. I joined them. It was me and Michael. We joined them. So our work was simple. Scream for everybody. And then when the red carpet is done, you go inside to be in the pit and scream. So that's how I saw Brandy, Eve, recross.
You know what's so crazy? A gumball, you and Eve, you'll not be looking at her. Then let me tell you something.
You know, I didn't even get the chance to tell her the story. I'm like, just look at life.
See, now
And I have a song with Harry Cross too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Life is crazy, man.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Screamers.
My worry.
Silly, I don't know. Do you
Red
know, I
carpet
didn't
like
even
this,
realize that was a thing. I thought
Yes,
people were
now.
actually screaming, like genuinely.
Okay, I feel like I just casted production. But yeah, that happens.
No, but that makes sense because why would you be doing that?
Nah.
That makes
Also,
perfect
fan
sense.
clubs are different from country to country.
Yeah, to be fair.
So I imagine if you're doing a red carpet as an American artist, A-list artist that's used to a certain type of...
Yeah.
When you get here, you might be a bit confused. You might feel demoralizing.
Yeah.
Like, do they not like me here? It reminds me of how Migos, till today, they talk about how confused they were at the concert in Lagos.
No, but they were light here though.
That's what I'm saying. That I don't think they realized.
I mean, they took the booking to be like, they were like, yeah, it's a bag. I mean, they took the booking. Got to the show and were like,
remember,
I'm so
that was an
sorry.
error. That was an error.
I'm so sorry. What do you mean? Like, he went crazy. I remember I wanted to see when Meg came to Lagos. I wanted to see her, but I
really wanted to see Meg and Cardi. Well, I don't know what happened there.
Cardi B. That's how I knew that they should leave Cardi alone, because when Cardi was pregnant, there's no way she did not jump up and dance in this. I don't
even know. Oh, so I've seen Craig David.
That's a really good performance.
He was fantastic.
That's a really, really good
he was
performance.
Fantastic. I was very happy with that.
Remember the last time he came?
We saw they brought Brick and Lace.
Yes, so
Also Love is Wicked. I remember that year.
Yeah,
sure.
What's his name? Craig David was recently around.
Yeah, Craig David.
I feel like Joe has been here how many times now?
Like 2 million. I feel like every 2 years there's Joe.
2.
There's nothing they love.
Any Easter.
There's nothing Ekwatell has seen more than Joe. I don't know what that guy does. Why doesn't have what
They love him.
Any small thing, I'm like, you again.
They love
It's
him.
not Cecil that brings him. He likes him.
He likes him like mad.
Anything Valentine's flight time, Joe must be there.
Is that Valentine's that
Is
you
that
get
Valentine's
the R&B
Joe
guys?
concert?
Yeah, and that's when Brandy started
And
coming a lot.
we've had Boys to
Boys to
We've had
Men,
Boys to Men.
112.
We had
They brought
Boys
all
to
of them.
Men. We've had all of them.
Any band,
And I kind of like those things are always good
They are
because I'm
really
like,
fun.
these are the jams.
they are
These
really fun.
the
And the
real
audience
jams.
is engaged. When Craig David came the last time, he came more in his capacity as
To
a
Lagos.
DJ. Yes,
he came
but
to
they didn't
Lagos.
tell
I didn't know.
They didn't
They
tell them
didn't
that
tell- they didn't-
he's going to be DJing.
Yeah,
more.
so people were not angry
People
because
were waiting
people were
for-
waiting for him to start
to sing.
singing.
Baba to the DJ.
Oh, come share remix this one down. People
My friend
said,
was
sorry,
so upset.
I paid for a table for this thing.
My friend was so upset.
You
She
will
that,
sing.
that her husband said that he thought that he was going to sing 7 days with her. Actually, no such thing. But I don't know. I like the fact that you also like care a lot about the performance of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Burna, a madman, but genuinely,
Yeah,
he
and
takes
also
his
you can
performances
tell when
seriously.
artists like know music broadly in
Mhm.
general. I always find this somehow when like you see certain artists and you can tell that they don't listen to music. Like they don't listen to like just stuff. You can
That
always
is
tell
so
that
true.
you listen to the only
That is so
4
true.
people in your life. Like it's just
That is so
I
true.
love when you just can tell people have not even just artistic. Now, you know when you see artists and they're talking about like the music, the instruments, and I'm like, hey, you know,
That's crazy because how do you
things.
find things? That's why I can't make the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Because I will always find something new to
Yeah.
just try. Like on this album, there's Oba. That's a sound that I just recently like stumbled on, and I'm like, I'm going to milk this. It's just good to just
Yeah.
It's
See how
fun.
it goes.
Is there any? No, I'll ask you this off camera. I'm going to ask you about any sound you want to try. But most importantly, do you have a favorite song off of this album?
You can do top 3.
Top
If
3,
it's-
okay.
If
Top
it's
3.
tough.
Big Fish because I reproduced a song like 5 times.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Was it entering?
It wasn't. Yeah, I wanted. So this album is heavily inspired by orchestra as well.
Okay.
So you hear all the songs. You hear like Lilo, the strings, there's simile and all that. But the Big Fish because I just started listening to rap, like maybe like 3-4 years ago. Like no rap.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's so funny.
I went to Sapi's wedding. That's how they were playing all the rap songs. I was just looking at everybody like this.
Wait, when did you learn all these things?
I was looking at them. They saw all of them. I say, oh my shit. Like, no lie, see. I realized I don't know shit. But if you to play Fuji, I'm there. So I just started listening to rap, and I'm actually happy that I found it late because it sounds like, oh, what is this? Why? Like, how can you? Because I'm used to loops all my life. Like our music is mostly loops.
Yeah.
Right, and then you listen to rap albums, and on one song you can hear like 16 instruments, and they change sound. They change. I'm like, this is so interesting. So I wanted to try that.
Yeah.
That's what I did with Big Fish. And on that song, I felt like a rapper because I wanted to flow, just flow like a rapper, and then have different cadence and everything. So I really like that one because it came out exactly how I wanted it to be. My Love Is the Same because for Deja. That for Deja and Simile because I wrote that for Beyonce. I don't know if I told you the story. They had reached out when she was making the Black is King album. I wrote that, but I lost my dad. So when they sent this, I was so happy that they reached out. But that time I was not.
You know yourself.
Yeah.
We'll get that. Yeah.
But my manager was pressuring me then. So just try.
Yeah.
So eventually I tried with Michael. We made the music. But the day I made that song, I'm like, Beyonce, I like you, but this one,
I'm taking it.
I don't want you to have this one. But I needed to submit the song.
Yeah.
So I was praying that they don't pick it.
They didn't pick
And
it.
then they didn't pick it, so I'm like, yeah. Because it felt too personal.
Yeah.
Obviously, she will kill it, but it's not
You knew what it meant to you.
Yeah, so-
You knew what it meant to you. Would you write more for artists?
Yeah, I have now. Yeah,
I know,
do,
but
yeah.
like, would you? Is that something?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I feel like artists need range. You see, a lot of artists, they just don't.
Yeah.
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 And sometimes some people are just incredible executioners,
Yeah. Like you
Like-
don't have to be the one who wrote the song.
but they just execute in it, like Mariah Carey in a phenomenal way. Whitney Houston, they
Yeah.
execute in a
Yeah.
phenomenal way. Like what they do with what you've given
Yeah.
them is amazing, and
Yeah.
also it helps you.
That's what I'm becoming now because I used to write all my songs before, right? But since I think Tequila Ever After or Catch Me If You Can, I started writing with people. And the feedback I always get is crazy. They always tell, till today, writers will tell me like, when we write with you, it's always like challenging. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I push people. let me tell you, if we're writing like this, all of us in the room like this, we can spend like 3 hours looking for a line.
But is that not what it's supposed to be?
I mean, I would think that's what it's supposed to be. But they'll go, but I always say something. I say, until by me. I say, when we find a line, all of us will agree.
Yeah.
And it always happens. Because when somebody suggests a line, everybody will now go, yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Like,
that's so interesting that makes it different, because sometimes, obviously, there are lines in songs that like, that's the line. Like you remember the song, that's the line. But I always wonder about everything else. Like I wonder if when you're making the song, do you know that that's going to be the line?
When I made Bobo, there was a placeholder line that I had. So what I submitted the song. I was supposed to submit the song like maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
Then I wrote there was a line that I had there before that I didn't like. I also told myself I'm going to change this thing. I'm not sure, but let me just keep it there for now. So you see, the Born to be Soft, Forced to be Tough line came the day before I submitted the song, because I knew I needed to say something that was real.
Yeah.
You know, and when that came, I'm like, finally I can submit this song and have peace. I get like that with my songs. Sometimes 3 years, some songs sit on my laptop and I don't
touch them because you're not happy with
That's
it.
so interesting.
I love that.
I don't even understand how that happens, because I'm like, what? Like everyone just seems to have this bank of like.
No, I live with my songs. I live with them for a while to be sure that okay, this is what I want to put out for sure.
I like that. Okay, before we go, what's a question? What's journalistic question? How has fatherhood
changed the music?
Changed your music?
I mean, I started making school fees music at some point.
I'm dead. Do you know what? That's so real.
No, I mean,
what
let
does that mean?
Let me tell you. No, I mean, that was a joke.
Music.
That's a joke I used to make on Twitter, but on the real though, I'm hustling harder. Can't lie, because I have to create a better life for my baby. I didn't have it growing up, so that's what I said in My Love Is the Same, saying I just want to do better than my father. He tried though, but me, I don't want to tell stories.
Yeah.
So if you see me jumping from plane to plane,
just know that there are things happening. Yeah. I love that. I feel like a heavy part of, because I listened to this album and I'm like, this album is for people that want to make it.
Yes, so please.
I was like, this is when like, okay, I'm locking in. This is an album that I must make it.
And more importantly, I just want to show my daughter that, you can be anything really. They just see me on stage, I've seen me on stage a few times, and she's been very excited. She asked a question about, Daddy, I liked when you sang this thing. I'm like, okay, she's really interested.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that makes me happy to see that she likes what we do.
Yeah, that's very, very nice. That's very, very cool. I mean, also because when your kid is very young, they think you're so cool.
Yeah.
And they enjoy what you do. So it's nice to
you see where she was doing my makeup. She said, Daddy, I want to give you, I'm going to add gold to your bed because you're Adekunle Gold. See, she just says random like that. And you're a big fish. Me, I'm small fish.
That's so cute. That's lovely. Thank you so much for coming, Kunle.
Honestly, this was so
much fun. Where can people find, Fuji?
Yeah.
On the streets.
And also, what are the chances?
You're so annoying.
What are the chances of us being on the next album? Like out of 1 to 10?
Wait, we tried that one time.
Yeah,
I see a recording of you. Was it you?
Yeah. It was you.
It was you.
It was Jola.
I see I'm recording. But are you sure?
On sunglasses.
You try.
She tried spit on the track.
You try.
Now.
You try. Actually, I'm going to release it.
I want to see my friend though. He said he's recording. Next thing he said is to sit down. And it's rubbish. Don't mind him. He's just trying to be nice.
I just remember when you guys,
absolute nonsense.
I just felt that day when you came in the room and everybody came.
You people in the industry.
You guys, industry, we can't make it.
You guys,
we can't make it.
We can't make it.
I almost died that day.
We'll actually be beaten up. That's number one.
Our faces.
Because,
no, we can't make it.
No, we can't make it.
We can't make it. So Kunle asked us to come and say hi. 2 hours.
I said we can't make it in this industry.
Kunle said we should come and say hi. He was recording.
We're just relaxing,
Next
thing, high-flying artists came with like 10 people. I said, sorry, is it this place we are in? All of you want to also stand. Money.
I saw their face. I say,
You guys, see, you know when they say niggas, those are not men. Those are niggas.
Those are niggas. Move back, man. I carry my bag under my armpits.
the way their face changed,
I
I
said,
said,
I
wait,
don't know
what's
what
going
can
on?
happen next in this place.
That's when I realized that, I actually live like a different life.
No, you do, because I was so confused. And the thing is, none of you reacted.
Now
you were
imagine-
there,
imagine-
Fala was there, Fast was there.
Now
None
imagine
of
that-
you
that
reacted.
room
And
with-
me,
with
Jola and Leila were just like, excuse me, did nobody notice that 200 people just came inside this place?
They don't even talk. They
They were, and I was like, how far? I'll just say, how far? Then one will say their name, my name is how far?
No, nobody has government name.
You couldn't see any of their eye because all their hoodie was here.
If nobody has government
Nobody
name,
has
okay.
government-
No,
They'll greet you.
Caesar, Cadillac. I said, so none of you are Femi.
Nobody has government name.
I don't like you
know.
people.
You don't get.
Hey.
I want to tell. So I said, out of all of you, I can't see any eyeball. If it's not that your hoodie is here,
Sunglasses.
one sunglasses as if you are blind. I said, what's happening now?
No, we
This is
ran out.
just- This is
But you know
just
that's
a
the day,
casual
that's the
evening
day we made
among
believe of.
friends.
We made believe that day.
Stop.
When you guys left, we made believe.
You
No,
told
we
us
couldn't
now.
have been there for that.
No.
because we would not
The
have
way
been.
me and Fake carried our bag.
I said, God have
Leila
mercy.
was not like, oh, did you forget anything? I said anything I forgot. It's okay. They
No,
should keep it.
you guys, you know. So for me, it's crazy that kind of song can come out in a heavy environment.
Oh, yeah.
Because Believe is like a love song, it's a nice. Meanwhile, I've just been there thinking, Jesus. And my mom will ask me, like, why? What was I doing there? What was I doing? That's one of those times that our friends will say they will sleep with you. There are places I say I'm going to, and he's like, they will sleep
It was
with
so funny.
you.
Kule now said, when I said, oh, yeah, we're going to leave. Kule said, why?
I said,
Look at what's happening here. Because they came to
I
make.
couldn't understand it. When he said,
The thing is, when you look at that, if they took a picture, what everyone will have to ask themselves is, so what were you people doing there?
yeah, please.
Genuinely.
No, it was
We were
not.
even wearing boo-boo.
It was a 10. And I said, these ones might be thinking, I thought they were baddies here. Who are these? Who brought them? One guy just looked at us. One of them, he looked at us. He didn't even say hi. He just walked away. Who are these now?
What's happened here? No, what a time.
No,
What a time.
I couldn't actually believe that. But you know, the thing is, people joke that like artists, they roll like that. And I thought,
Like they have a
These
squad.
are
I mean, not me, Sha. Me, I'm
No, you
my-
don't really.
no, you don't really. And but it's very scary. You can't actually be doing that. That's crazy.
So when I write, I might, sometimes it's nice to have people in the room. But when it's time to record myself like properly, any recording I do in the room with people is jokes. I just do it for just for vibes. But when I need to, in my own space, and then do my own thing.
I don't know. I can't. And I've been in a couple of situations like that where I'm just like, the atmosphere changes. Someone will just come in and then 20 people will come in after them.
I have to get out.
And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, we're actually having a good time before all of you. Who are you? And they never have what they're doing.
You.
They also don't talk. They just stand.
Grunting.
Just look.
I know, I wish I was joking.
No, you guys, all I was saying is, hey, how
No, I
far?
remember that
What's the name?
I thought you guys were just going to chill and then. But I realized I was in the bubble.
Before they like, they will sleep with you.
Before they just say, what the fuck are you looking at, Joe? Sorry. I'm so sorry, uncle.
Don't even be annoyed. I didn't mean it.
I said I miss media.
No, this is actually not a good situation.
No, it was so interesting.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think
the artist was nice. He was nice.
He wasn't the issue.
But his squad was
It was
so
just
scary.
like that's what they call goons.
Goons, yeah.
Just
Negroes.
men. And I just thought, hey, is this healthy?
I was not thinking, do they come together and like, okay,
I said, is this
who
healthy
comes in
for
which
your
car?
life?
Do they lap
That's what I'm saying.
themselves?
There must be like 4 cars now because all of them are big.
You roll heavy now. You roll deep.
heavy.
Roll
You
deep.
just see the price of petrol rolling heavy as well. How many of them can there? No, it's bad. It's actually, that was a real experience for me. So I was like, all these studio rats, is this what they're doing? No, I can't do this. I can never do
There's
this.
somebody that's rolling. There's somebody that's,
They brought out crush.
Afabo.
I said, yeah.
I was sitting in front of
Afabo.
the fridge. One almost used the fridge to bang my head because immediately he came in, just went to the fridge. It was pouring nice, pouring kidney. I said, now, nothing concerning good evening. How are you guys? Zero.
No, it was an experience.
Oh, I said, no.
I laugh whenever I remember how quickly we ran out of that place. And then the
all
next
of a sudden,
day,
I was just seeing bottles. Like, where did all these drinks come
the
from?
next day I went back and Fowles was there. This fool was now reporting and saying if he had seen, Folani was not laughing at us. Like, he was like, he didn't understand that if he had seen our faces. Folani said, OTLA. I said, where do you lay? Who can lay in that situation? Which normal person?
Who will stay?
Who will stay there?
What do you want to achieve there?
I said, please, they came to
I
make
said, even if
music.
you want to seduce somebody, it cannot work in that environment. They cannot even see you because there's so many people there.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it really was crazy. But I'm happy that at least something positive came out of it with the music.
I'm just happy to know that like that's because I don't get it. Let me know, like that's one part
it
of
seems like a lot.
stardom that I don't get the hang, like people
who
this
are just
rolling
there.
deep. No, I don't get. I've never gotten it. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can move around with 10 people all the time.
All the time.
I think it's crazy.
I mean, I feel like some people just like to deal with their guys, right? Me, just my people are. I mean, I was see.
Four.
Just 4 of us, 5.
And the village is not in the mood.
Do you get?
Three.
So anyway, that's very interesting.
But
Maybe we start having an entourage.
I'm okay. We don't even have the facilities for that. We don't have the money for it. But Kunle's new album, Adekunle Gold's new album, Fuji, is out everywhere you can find
Please
music.
listen to it. Buy the album.
See the person we are
You can
helping.
still see somebody that we
See
said
the
his
person
album.
we are
Yeah,
helping.
yes, keep hyping.
Okay.
You can get the album everywhere. It's fantastic.
Please listen to it. Like you said
share.
people should listen to it in this first album I've listened to in order, mind you, and because he wrote that instruction.
I'm confused.
I
Why?
swear, I've never done it before in my life. Why will I do?
Are
Why
you
will you tell me what
crazy?
to do?
Why would you not listen to album in order?
Why will I do that? I look at what seems like I like it based on the name, and I go
You
from
see, that's
there.
why I hate the features. For example, I didn't release
Nobody
the
will
features.
answer you again.
I didn't. Oh, we eventually.
No, you didn't listen to her head, so it was
Yeah.
fine. Honestly, if
Yeah.
I didn't see that you said please listen to it in order, I would have been on shuffle.
because that's you. Well,
I mean,
I don't know the
get
albums
it.
that you've been listening to, but
I know I've never listened
Me,
to it.
it's curated intentionally. So
Really?
it's like a whole journey. You have to go through it now.
Normally, yeah, that's what normal people
That's
do.
how normal people do.
Yeah.
So you shuffle songs too.
All the time. Like
My
once I
God.
just get to the album, I know that there's always something in the intro. So I listen to that one. There's just something.
So thank God I said it because a lot of people said to me, "Oh, thank God you said."
Actually, thank God you said it because I would have started from the end or the middle. And I've just chosen what I thought was cool based on
From
the
title.
title. Yeah. Then I'll
Like
get to
crazy.
the whole thing, but like, you know what I mean? In the mood.
You don't deserve music.
Look, even Beyonce, I don't listen to it. I'm telling you.
Oh, deserve music.
Me that I even know the track list, I know the number. I don't listen to it in order. Why would I listen to it in order? It's not, they have to write something there now. But one to Kini, they have to write something there. It doesn't mean.
No, but her new album, you're supposed to listen to them in order.
Who said so?
Her.
No, I didn't hear her. And I know what she says. I wasn't there.
All right, guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe,
And please
share,
listen
do
to
all
the
the
album in
important
order.
things.
Please, so school fees is expensive now.
Yeah. Please, this is your album. Buy the album. People are still buying albums.
Yes,
buy the album. Download it. Doesn't matter like when people like the albums on all these platforms or what. I always wonder, like, does that count?
Because I do it.
I do it, but I just feel like it's
I
banter.
pay attention to that. But
No, I'm not sure it adds
I
to
think most
anybody's
people
So
don't
I'm
do
wasting my time.
That's what I'm saying. Because I liked
don't.
it and I was like, I don't know if this adds to anybody's
I don't know
money.
if you do. To be honest, I've never paid attention.
Okay, well, like it anyway. I think
Listen,
try. Go ahead and
share.
try your best. Share. Yeah, I think that's cool.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
What's good, people? My name is Adekunle Gold, and this is now.
Say bye-bye.
Is it your longest episode?
Oh, no.
Say bye-bye.
Just say
We are going like that.
Yes, now.
Let's buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Carousel Networks. We are your hosts, Jolua Jolzayaya and Fekemi FK Abudu. Our guest today is Adekunle Gold. Our producer is Debbie Romeo. Our social media manager is Najisi Anira. Our cinematographer is Divine Nabuko. Our production assistant is Theresa Ajayi. Our sound engineer is David Kenny. And our camera assistant is Mark Uko. This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Missan by Bamboo.